My name is Sean Mulkey. I am a visual artist. I've been painting for over 21 years. When I was 5 years old, my father did a drawing of my sister. And he's not an artist in any form and fashion, but he did draw a picture of my sister. And when I saw that, I was immediately amazed, like, wow, because I never seen anything like that before. Ever since then, I would start drawing, doing like little doodles and sketches, pieces of paper. And then as I gotten older, in school, I would draw more and do like little comic strips. And then on up to high school, I would start painting. And then from there, I just, stuck with it. I don't have any formal art training. Most of the classes I've taken was in middle school and high school. And even then, the art instructors that I had at that time, they didn't really do anything with me. I guess in their heads, they felt like I was so advanced as a young student that I didn't really need any further courses. So they just pretty much allowed me to do what I wanted. They kind of let me sit in a corner and just do my own thing, which was kind of a hindrance because I wish they would have nurtured, that raw talent that I had and introduced me to new things, people, places to help thrust me to a higher position of my artistry. But after those times, I just kind of had to seek it out for myself and develop my style and my skills by myself. The first medium that I got into was oils. And, that was pretty fun, me kind of learning, different techniques and kind of like the do's and don'ts of how you handle oils. It was pretty fun. But one thing that I, kind of struggled with was the drying time, which is cool because, it's very forgiving when it came to like blending. But I'm the type of person that, when I have an idea, I want to be able to execute it and move on to the next. So the drying time really didn't work for me because I don't want to wait days, weeks, and months for paint to dry just to add the next layer. When I discovered acrylics and I just started working with that medium and just learned that the dry time was a lot shorter. So I was able to do a little bit more with it. I fell in love, like, wow, I really like this medium. At one point I wanted to be an architect. I took some courses at a community college, drafting design courses, both architectural and mechanical. And, I learned quite a bit. I guess that's where I got the whole architectural perspective training, that I do today. I got it from taking those drafting courses at that time when I was in community college. That and, I was also a musician, so I wanted to do something with the music and I didn't really go too far that, I didn't really have the discipline, to really pursue music. So I just kind of stuck with art. In my earlier works, I was afraid of adding too much color. I was mostly into like monochromatics, triadic colors sometimes, because I was just afraid of a lot of color. But then the more I started immersing myself in my work, then the more I started to embrace different color palettes because, I started to see the world. It's not just this monotone, duotone, chromatic. The world is made up of different assortment of colors that expresses different emotions. The larger, the better. I enjoy doing smaller pieces, but it's something about doing super large scale pieces that give me such a sense of empowerment. It's like another mountain to conquer. And then the final result is a huge payoff because not only do I get to enjoy it, to present it to the audience, they get to enjoy it as well and see the looks on their faces when they're just looking up like, oh my God, this is huge. And just, when you look at a painting, it's just right there. But when you see people just one single painting, they have to look left and then look right and then look all around. That's like amazing to see the reaction on their faces. This is stuff that I see in real life. And in order to create that experience for the audience, I try to pay as close attention to those specific details. Like the little credit card sign in the windows or the little trash on the floor or just like the little cracks that I often like trip over every time I walk down the sidewalk. That's stuff that, I've actually experienced in real life. Those small details that people would normally, glance over, I think they will appreciate more because they know that this is stuff that they don't normally pay attention to, but to actually see it in a work, it's like, oh man, yeah, I do remember, that being there. It's kind of funny because I don't really pay attention to that in real life, but you make me pay attention to that now because you put it in the work. If I do add people in, my work, it'll probably be in the background somewhere, or they'll probably serve as the visual aesthetic of the background instead of being like the main focal point. Normally you'll have the background, that kind of complements the person, but I want the person to kind of complement the background because again, it's about allowing the environment to have something to say. The things that I like about creating is being able to use painting as an extension of my voice. It's like people say, a painting speaks 1,000 words. And I believe that's what a lot of my work does. It pretty much says the things that I normally wouldn't say. I can use that as my alter ego. I use my work as my alter ego because it has a totally different personality, opposite of my own. It's very bold and it says the things that I wouldn't normally, have the courage to say. What I want people to get from my work is just an appreciation for things that they don't normally see as aesthetically beautiful. Because I have a way of kind of romanticizing like certain areas and make them a little bit more, easy on the eyes. I just want them to have a better appreciation for the architecture and the places that they reside in, and just the ability to explore a little bit more of the environments that they're in. My success doesn't rest in monetary things or materialistic things. My success is really in just the freedom to just do what I love to do, period. The fact that I can wake up in the morning and just paint for the love of it, and make a living off of it, but that's my idea of success. It's the freedom to be able to travel wherever I want to travel to, and get inspiration for what I love to do. The freedom of picking my own time, my own schedule, the freedom of being able to go to different art events and support my fellow artists. So that's my idea of success, is being able to make a living doing what I love. In the past, it was literally like a life or death situation. It's therapy and it's still therapy for me. There's times, when I had my studio, I would be in the studio by myself, just almost on the brink of losing my mind. But one of the things that always calmed me down was the art, because I can't imagine where I would be if I didn't have my art, if I wasn't creating or doing anything with my hands that involved creativity. It's my lifeline. My name is Sean Mulkey. I'm an artist, and this is my voice, and this is my life.